Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make this Halloween themed alligator clip. Before we get started, if you like this design and don't want to make it yourself, it's available for purchase on my website, facebook.com/babybybean. Right now through October 31st, everything is 50% off its listed price. So if you like this, click on the website below. Before we get started, I'm going to go over the materials, and again, there's a list of the materials down below in the description section. First, you're going to need 4 6-inch pieces of 1-inch ribbon in the color that is the bottom of the bow. Second, you're going to need 4 pieces of 5-inch ribbon, 1/2 inch in width. That is going to be your secondary layer on the bow. And you need an embellishment. For the attachment, if you want to attach it to an alligator clip, you need a pre-lined alligator clip. Alright, let's get started. So to start, we're going to make the bottom layer of the bow. So all you need to do is take 1 piece of the 6-inch, 1-inch wide ribbon, fold it in half, and crease it. Fold it open and put a thin strip of hot glue on both sides of the crease. And then fold each end in to touch at the center. You don't want to put too wide of hot glue, otherwise the sides won't puff up to make loops. Okay, there's 1 piece. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the 3 other pieces. So again, fold in half and crease, open, put the 2 lines of glue on either side of the crease, and fold in to the center. Two more. This is probably the easiest bow I make, and it's one of my favorites because you can make so many different variations just with this one little skill. You can do a single layer with a large bottle cap or button in the middle. You can do 2 layers with contrasting patterns and some little type of button in the middle. It's really easy, and it just takes a little bit of hot glue. I forgot to mention before we get started, you need to heat seal the ends of your ribbon. So when you cut ribbon, it frays easily unless you melt the ends of it. So take a heat source such as a lighter, a candle, a match, and just run it along the outside of each of your pieces of ribbon, and that way if it gets pulled on, it's not going to fray. So now we have the 4 loops for our bottom part, and we're going to go ahead and stack them. So what you want to do is just take 2 pieces and make an X. Okay, when you found your X, put a dot of glue, and glue them together, trying to make all of the other loops equivalent size. Okay? Then you're going to put on another piece, and that piece is just going to go and fill in the X. So, another dab of glue, and fill in your X. Again, trying to keep everything centered so that the loops are all the same size. And now you have 1 more X to fill in. Again, dab of glue, and fill in your X. Now we have the bottom layer completed. We're going to do the exact same thing with the 4 5-inch pieces of contrasting ribbon that are the 1/2 inch width. So again, make the loops like you did before, fold in half, and crease, open it up, glue each side of the crease and create your loops. For all 4 of them. You can make these same pattern using a needle and thread, but I find with the needle and thread it's harder to line them up perfectly and to get them to stay in place, so I just use hot glue. Last piece, fold in half and crease, glue on each side, and fold the sides over to create the loops. Okay, now we're going to stack this layer like we did the last. So we take the first 2 and we make an X. Okay, so there's our X. Now we're going to fill in the holes. Another dot of glue. Fill in the first hole. Another dot of glue, fill in the second hole, and just press until the glue sets. So now we have our bottom layer, our contrasting layer, our alligator clip to attach it to, and an embellishment. So for this one, I'm using this really cute little bat. So now we're going to assemble the layers. Take your bottom layer and line up the top layer how you want it to line up. I like to have mine so that the loops are right next to each other. Some people like to turn it a little bit, but I like to have my loops like this. So now that I've found how I want it lined up, I just lift that and put a good chunk of glue and gently put it down on top and press while the glue cools. Okay, and to the middle, I'm going to add my bat. So again, I'm going to put a nice piece of glue. It's important when you're adding buttons and decorations like this to ribbons that you remember that if it falls off, it is a choking hazard. So you want to make sure that everything's attached well enough that it's most likely not going to come off, because that could be very bad. So now we have our bow, and all we need to do is attach the alligator clip. So I'm going to flip my bow over, and I have it so that I'm going to attach the clip onto the backmost loop. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's just a single strip of ribbon right here. So I just take my alligator clip, put a line of glue, turn it over, and line it up with where I want it, and just press down for a few seconds until the glue sets. Okay, and there you have it, your Halloween alligator clip. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you'd like to request any other tutorials or have any questions, I'd be happy to help. Take care.